Welcome viewers once again to this NPTEL course on education leadership. In the last class we are discussing about innovative pedagogies and the technology for enhancing teaching learning programs and enhancing the effectiveness. So, we have already discussed about scaffolding, metacognition and cognitive apprenticeships. So, today we will discuss about one more technique of innovative pedagogy, that is called experiential training, experiential learning. So, experiential learning primarily refers to the individual's involvement in the learning experiences in the real life context. So, it refers to the involvement of learners in concrete activities that enable them to experience what they are learning about. It is more about learning by doing in the real life situation, in the real life context, while performing a task, solving a problem, taking up an assignment or doing a project. So, that the individual learner gets the opportunity to learn. So, at the same time he is experiencing the whole situation and he is learning by doing. So, this is more about learning in the learning and experiencing the whole knowledge acquisition, know-hows, both the declarative knowledge and the procedural knowledge, conditional knowledge in the context of real life problem situations. So, it also refers to the opportunity to reflect on those activities. So, when we are applying the theoretical knowledge in the practical context, in the practical situation and try to solve the problems. So, we definitely experiment certain ideas and thoughts and the hypothesis, and so when we are applying all these things we get the opportunity to reflect upon it, to analyze our own performance, to retrospectively evaluate these things and try to try to map whether the applying techniques are suitable for the particular context or not, whether we have thought the strategies we have selected are actually optimum, are actually adaptable to the particular situation or not. So, we get the opportunity to reflect on those activities also, as well as improving or updating our experiential knowledge and new, and we also learn new techniques which may be helpful in the future learning situation. So, therefore, experiential learning can be based on both the real work or the life experiences. For example, working on a current project, working on a assignment, it may be socio-economic, it may be purely social enterprise related, or it may be solving any kind of technical problems. So, and it takes place in a real life context, and there is structured experiences that simulate or approximate the real life work. So, the project or the working projects or the assignments is either embedded in the real life situation in the or in a particular work setup based on the structured experiences that simulate or approximate the work or the life. If it is placed in the real workplace situation, then it is structured in such a way that it exactly map the real life experiences or simulate the real life experiences, or maybe in fact or actually it is really embedded in the real life context. So, the experiential learning again it applies to the technical as well as the non-technical issues. We can that means we can take up a project, we can complete an assignment, we can experiment on certain lab techniques being executed in the real life situation. Both the technical and the non-technical skills or maybe some soft skills like marketing skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills or emotional intelligence skills in the real life situations. So, experiential learning applies to both the technical knowledge as well as the non-technical knowledge. So, again experiential learning activity can be used for all domains, like experiential learning can be based on both on the cognitive domain, like when we are analyzing the highly intellectual or abstract concepts, try to experiment on it, try to verify its implications in the real life context, either in the cognitive domain like understanding and applying the new concepts, intellectual concepts in the real life situation, or any kind of behavioral domains like related to different kind of skills like problem solving skills, collaborative skills, communication skills, or persuasion skill, and how we can apply it in the real life context to motivate people, to persuade people. Then again it also relates to affective domain like when we do market research regarding people's belief, regarding stakeholders, their interest, their future future interest, or their problems they are facing now, their mindset, their stereotypes or prejudices, etc. So, experiential learning can be related to any domain, any aspects of human behavior. It may be related to cognitive, behavioral as well as the affective domain. So, these are some of the examples of experiential learning, like when we do the internship or gain a type of work experience when we are on the job, so kind of internship, that is on the job assignments. Even when we go for a study tour, a field experience, or anything related to social experiences, or for the rural development scheme, or for the CPW scheme, or for any kind of the agricultural project, etc. So, field experiences also comes under this experiential learning. Action learning projects, when the total complete project is based on activities and learning activities and the actions and learning by doing, and constructing a project, demonstrating it, and then getting the feedback. Creative play, some kind of imaginary plays, creative play, role play, like playing the different kinds of roles in one act plays or dramas, or the simulated games. Similarly, problem based learning, when the learning is primarily based on the problematic situations, picking up a problem, trying to solve it, and trying to find out its implications in the real life context. So, different kinds of games, simulations. Similarly, visualization, storytelling method, then improvisation or adventurous activities. All these kinds of modes and techniques and methodologies are involved in the experiential learning. Again, experiential learning can also take place as a part of classroom training, team meeting, meeting, coaching session, individual and the group based e-learning. So, when we are discussing in the face to face communication mode, in the real life situation, in the real life classroom situation, so it is also experiential learning, because when the teacher and student they interact with each other, when the all the students they are engaged in active learning or doing some group assignment, group discussion, or hands on activities, it is also experiential learning. Team meeting, team gathering, coaching session also, coaching, one to one coaching or one to group coaching, individual and group based e-learning. Even though the students are engaged in e-learning mode, but they are again interacting among the group members, either virtually or in the real life, for discussion in the forum, for group learning activities, etc. So, that is why experiential learning is very broad in its scope, in its aspects. So, it is not confined to only workshops, only on the job assignment, or only laboratory work, or only problem solving situation. Its scope and opportunity, it is very vast, and it accommodates different kinds of learning experiences, both theoretical as well as the application oriented things, and solving the real life problems. So, all kinds of learning experiences which involves action, thought and action, and interacting it and reflecting on it, it comes under the experiential learning methodology. So, here we can see one videos which better explains how technology and innovative pedagogy helps us in our teaching learning experiences.
Teachers are finding that using different classroom technologies like tablet computers, digital video, iPods, and video games are great tools for helping students learn. While there are some naysayers who bring up some negative effects of technology on education, mainly budgetary reasons, using new technologies is the future of the education system. The following reasons should silence the naysayer and help heed the wisdom from Cheryl Nussbaum Beach, which says, teachers will not be replaced by technology, but teachers who don't use technology will be replaced by those who do. The first reason to use technology in the classroom is because students love it. Students love using new technologies. Whether it's the cool factor or just a genuine interest in new technology, it allows the teacher to vary the activities of the day and engage students. There's no commandment for education that says, thou shalt not have fun. Students spend hours using technology like computers and television when they get home from school. Why not engage them through their favorite mediums? Number 2, it engages the 4 key components to learning, which are active engagement, participation in groups, frequent interaction and feedback, and connection to real-world experts. The Amplivox Digital iPod Listening Center meets these 4 requirements also. Number 3, professional development. Using new technologies allows students to learn another skill set which will help them in the marketplace. How many jobs need basic computing skills, let alone advanced computing skills? Anytime a teacher can encourage a student to learn through technology, they kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The tech industry is only getting bigger. Encourage your students to know and understand technology so that they can be the tech leaders of the future. With the power of the internet, knowing how to use a simple piece of technology can turn an aspiring singer into Justin Bieber, whose mom uploaded YouTube videos of him singing, which ultimately led to his fame. Or it could turn a hilarious prankster into a YouTube star in Ed Bassmaster, who recently used an Amplivox Sound Cruiser PA system in one of his videos. Number 4, it makes life easier for teachers. Teachers have to juggle a variety of tasks outside of teaching, including planning lessons, grading, meeting with parents, and administrative work. Why not help yourself out and put tests online so students can instantly see their grades instead of spending valuable time grading? Number 5, it improves test scores. A benefit of engaging students through technology and media is allowing them to work at their own pace and not be held back by students who learn at a slower rate. This can allow gifted students to progress several grade levels ahead of their peers over the course of a year. Another proof of improved test scores comes from reaching different learning styles through the use of technology. The use of electronic drilling in education can help students learn quickly and provide incentives like games for them to keep progressing. Number 6, help students with low attention spans. Students with ADD or ADHD can be aided through the use of technology by mixing up the learning process with different methods and through providing them engaging activities to keep their interest. Technology is a favorite among teachers who teach in ESL classrooms or in special education settings. 7, learn from the experts. With an increasing amount of free resources available on the internet, you can engage your students with content from the smartest and best teachers in the world. 8, encourages homework. Wait a minute, there's something that actually encourages students to do homework? Yes. Some are finding that a flipped classroom approach, where homework is done at school and lectures are viewed online at home, is the best model because it allows teachers to give real-time homework help and lecture off the clock. This can help students overcome barriers quickly by removing frustration and negative feelings or emotions that develop in the learning process. Number 9, saves money. Although using new technology normally has an initial investment, it will save schools money by multiplying the number of teachers in a classroom. Instead of having one teacher teaching 20 students, adding technology like a school listening center or tablet computer will increase the number of functional teachers in your classroom and free up the real teacher to answer questions and help students. With the ability to use free online content, teachers will not need to spend as much money on curriculum resources. 10. Remove obstacles. Do you have students who have trouble hearing? Using a classroom amplifier system can allow teachers to amplify their voices and allow teachers to speak at a comfortable level. 100% of teachers in a recent study said that it was easier to get the attention of the whole class, and 100% of teachers said that they spent less time managing behavior and more time focusing on curriculum. This is just one of many examples of how technology can remove obstacles in the learning process. Amplivox Sound Systems manufactures and sells portable sound systems along with lecterns and podiums with built-in sound systems that are perfect for classrooms. The Pinnacle Multimedia Lectern and iPod Portable PA System are great products for school settings that have a variety of uses, both indoor and out. For more information, please visit ampli.com or give us a call. Amplivox. Extend your voice.
So now we will discuss about collaborative learning or otherwise known as the team learning. So it is also an innovative mode of learning, teaching learning concepts. So, collaborative learning, it promotes conceptual understanding through mutually shared cognitions. So, as the name implies, it promotes the conceptual understanding through mutually shared cognition, like when the members within the group or the team members, when they collaborate among themselves, they not only share the knowledge, but they try to conceptually clarify all the concepts or the vital components or the aspects involved in a particular topic or particular domain or problem, etc. So, it promotes the conceptual understanding through mutually shared cognitions. All the members in the team in the collaborative learning situation, they share their knowledge, they share the skills, and they share their ideas and thoughts to understand the actual topic or the content they are having at hand. So, promotes the conceptual understanding. So, they better strengthen their conceptual understanding of the topic or the issue or the content by mutually sharing their knowledge, ideas, skills and competencies. So, when they discuss among themselves, so each member, each team member strengthens his or her own conceptual understanding of the concept. So, again collaborative learning is a process of building and maintaining a shared conception of a problem or the task. So, when they select a problem or the task, so they built up a process where they maintain and they share the conception of the problem, what each and every individual member thinks about that problem, their perspectives, their ideas, their outlooks regarding that problem. So, they openly discuss it with the members, team members, they openly share it with others. So, they mutually share their ideas and thoughts about that problem, the task, distributing the responsibility across the members. After discussing the different aspects of the problem and their perspectives, their views about that problem, then they distribute the different responsibilities among the team members, like who is going to do what or who is going to take up which kind of job. So, across the members of the group sharing the expertise, and they select or they assign this responsibility to different team members depending on their expertise. Maybe some members are very good in technical expertise, so they take up the technical aspects. Some others are very good in interpersonal or public relation or in management. So, accordingly they distribute their responsibilities among the members, sharing their expertise and mutually constructing the cognition. So, they collectively, they mutually, they collaboratively built up the knowledge and the cognition about that problem, how to solve it, how to resolve it, how to proceed, how to make the action plan, etc., etc. So, they share their views, they share their understanding and perspective about the task, the problems, they discuss among themselves, they share their expertise, they distribute the responsibilities among the members and they mutually construct, and if it is required, they construct, reconstruct and strengthen their collective cognition, collective knowledge, collective output. Negotiation is the key to determine the group or the team interactions, pattern of discourse and the team members behavior. So, here in order to make the team learning, collaborative learning a successful one, negotiation is the key. It is not just communicating each other, communicating each member what they think, what they appreciate, what they believe or what they know, they have the expertise, etc. It is not just about communicating about their ifs and buts and what ifs and buts and what strengths and weaknesses and the plans and programs, whatever competencies they are having. It is not just about communicating to each member, each other, but to negotiate, because ultimately they have to negotiate among themselves. So, who is going to do what, how they can collaborate, how they can design the whole action plan and perform the whole task, so that it can be manifested in the real life context. So, it is all the things, it depends on the negotiation. So, the negotiation skill of each and every member, because ultimately it has to be the consensus effort of every member to agree with each other's opinion, each other's perspective, mutually agree and mutually construct the cognition and resolve the issue. So, it is a negotiation is the most important key or vital component of all these team interactions, pattern of discourse, dialogue, communication and the team learning behavior to make it a successful one. So, then again co-construction of meaning through active listening. Again, as the negotiation is important, here are other interpersonal skill, communication skills like listening, to active listening. It is not just I am just stating my views, I am giving my opinion, etc., but what others are saying, what others are asking, what others are viewing about particular thing. So, active listening is also very important. Active listening, then only we can understand others perspective. Grasping the meaning, after active listening again it is grasping their meaning by understanding their perspective, by understanding the deep meaning, by understanding different kinds of the tasks, by understanding different types of the problems, and explaining the emerging meaning. And some of the tacit experiences or tacit learning outcomes also there. So, which may not be very very conspicuous at the outset, but the inherent meaning that it is in the implicit implicit meaning of the whole situation. So, unless and until we actively listen, try to grasp the meaning, both the both the face meaning and the underlying meaning, implicit and the explicit meaning, and explaining the emerging meaning out of it, explaining the whole situation to each other. So, constructive conflict through mutually shared cognition. As the members are engaged in active listening, negotiation, communication, and trying to grasp the meaning and find out its implicit meaning, inherent meaning, and find out the underlying mechanisms to resolve it. So, not only they mutually share the cognition, but they mutually construct the cognition, construct the knowledge. So, in this process they may face some kind of conflict, some kind of argument, not exactly conflict in terms of, you can say task conflict or the process conflict, or you can say it is related to task, that means how to resolve the task, or what should be the best approach regarding the procedural knowledge or the conditional knowledge, etc. So, that is called the constructive conflict, the conflict which facilitates the whole process, the conflict which facilitates the learning outcome or the knowledge gain or the learning and acquisition, that is called the constructive conflict. So, constructive conflict facilitates this mutually shared cognition. They not only mutually share the cognition, but they also construct the knowledge and cognition, they co-construct the knowledge and cognition, and in this process constructive conflict facilitates, or you can say it enhances and improves the members' performance. So, groups believe about the interpersonal context. Here another important is that factor is that groups beliefs, that means the group dynamics also plays a very vital role. Group dynamics, especially about the interpersonal relationship among the members, like here groups belief or beliefs about the interpersonal issues, interpersonal context comprises of the three factors. One is psychological safety, cohesion, and interdependence. So, we can say that these are the three important dimensions of the group dynamics. So, what is this? Psychological safety. Psychological safety encourages the free thinking and the risk taking behavior. When the group members, team members are well tied with, well knit with each other, it is a well knit group, and it is a when the group members are very much affiliated to or aligned to each other, they are very much their sense of belongingness is very high. So, they feel safe in the group, and they feel very very safe and open in expressing their thoughts, ideas. So, it encourages them to freely express their ideas, even dilemmas or the opinions or the some remarks, criticisms, whatever may be. So, they do not shy away, or they do not feel threatened to, or threatened to express their views, etc. So, psychological safety is ensured in this team context, in this group context, where the group dynamics is very strong. That means, each group members, team members are very much strongly linked, associated to each other, their group belief and their belongingness, their group identity is very strong. So, so they get some sort of the psychological safety, securedness. So, that is called the security, sense of security, which encourages them, motivates them for the free thinking, and so and they dare to take up any kind of risk. So, here psychological safety also encourages risk taking behavior. When you feel that nobody is against me, I am very safe in this group, I am well protected, not only my job and my self esteem are protected, but my individuality, that means everything is very secured and protected in this group. So, I can dare to take up any risk. So, it encourages the risk taking behavior. So, psychological safety encourages the free thinking and risk taking behavior. Then comes cohesion, that is the togetherness, that bonding. So, it leads to shared commitment among the team members. So, shared commitment among the team members to achieve a goal that requires the cognitive effort. So, here cohesion, that is the togetherness, the strength of unity and the belongingness of the team members. So, when they share this cohesion, so they are all the members, they are deeply committed to each other, deeply committed to group, deeply committed to the team members, deeply committed to the group goals, deeply committed to the team task, and they are willing to share that commitment, they are willing to make effort, dedicate their time and resources and the effort to achieve that goal, and which of course, it requires a lot of cognitive effort in case of each and every individual member. So, they are willing to dedicate, willing to give their not only effort, time, resources, but share their commitment with the team members to achieve that goal. Then comes interdependence. So, interdependence is two type of interdependence. One is the task interdependence and another is the outcome interdependence. So, here task interdependence is the performance of one subtask depend on the completion of the subtask. Like for example, suppose when the group members they shared among themselves the responsibilities of different assignments and distribute among the members to individually do it, complete it and then collaborate with other team members. So, here if the task is very complex and time consuming in the first site, so definitely it is going to be distributed, divided, subdivided among the group members according to its subtask, according to its nature, according to its time required, etc. So, that is the task interdependence. Unless and until one subtask or 5 subtasks are completed independently, so it cannot be joined together to complete the whole task. So, task interdependence is performance of one subtask depends on the completion of the other subtasks. When 5 subtasks, sub assignments are completed and put together, then only the complete whole task can be completed. So, that is the task interdependence. Next is your outcome interdependence. Outcome interdependence is the extent to which team members personal benefits and costs depend on the successful goal attainment. So, at the end outcome interdependence, it decides to what extent that means they dedicate their time, resources, etc., and they forego their personal benefits or they sacrifice their personal benefits and the cost and are committed and willing to complete the successful goal and they are very open minded and in accepting that challenges, and they are willing to sacrifice their personal comfort and they are willing to sacrifice maybe time and resources or money, whatever, but they are dedicated to complete that goal. So, that is the outcome interdependence. Now, all the team members are here now more focused on the outcome, on the goal achievement, outcome or total success. Then come group potency. Group potency is the self efficacy of the individual members. Group, that means group efficacy, team performance outcomes, group's collective belief of the goal achievement targets and the capabilities. So, group potency depends on individual members self efficacy, like each and individual member what they think about themselves, their self efficacy, their expertise, their abilities, their capabilities, etc. Each member thinks that yes, I can do this, he can do this or she can do that. So, etc. Each individual members belief about their own capabilities as well as the group efficacy taken together, what the group can do, what the group efficacy level is, that how yes they are now competent enough, they are capable enough to deal with this kind of task, that kind of task, that is the group efficacy. Again team's performance outcome, what the team has already performed or what the team has already achieved in terms of the outcomes, Then again group's collective belief, what the group group that in totality or all the group members, they believe about the group's achievement, goal achievement targets, like all the members taken together collectively, they believe that yes, we can achieve this goal or that goal. So, what is the group's belief about the goal achievement targets, whether they can really achieve it, or whether it is too tough, or whether it would be too difficult to get it to achieve it within the stipulated time, or maybe that other kinds of factors can interfere, other kinds of problems they can face. So, what is the group's collective belief about the feasibility of achieving that goal? So, the goal achievement targets and the capabilities, and whether each and every group member or the group members taken together are capable enough to achieve that goal. So, these are the 4 aspects, characteristics of, you can say, group's belief or the group dynamics, that is psychological safety, cohesion, interdependence and group potency. So, there are many advantages of the group learning, team learning or the collaborative learning. Like for example, advantages like it builds self esteem in among the students. If you expose the students to the group collaborative learning situation, definitely individual members, they build up their self esteem, self efficacy, and it enhances the student satisfaction with the learning experiences, because each and every individual learner, the student is actively engaged in all kinds of activities in the collaborative learning situation, because they have been assigned to different tasks or different responsibilities. So, individually they are performing, they are doing, they are engaged. So, it gives them a kind of satisfaction. It promotes the positive attitude towards the subject content. So, it gives a kind of positive attitude, like yes, it is useful, or I am gaining out something out of it, or it is really applicable in real life situation. This kind of positive attitude develops in the collaborative learning. Then it provides the weaker students with one-to-one tutoring. So, in case suppose in a collaborative learning situation, out of the 6 team members, maybe 5 are very good, very excellent, one is a little bit weaker. So, but with others help, like when other team members or the peers, they tutor them, they coach them, they counsel them, they develop their some kind of self confidence among the this weaker member. So, automatically the weaker student also, the weaker learner also, he also develops or develops some skills and competencies, and also develops interest also in learning and knowing certain things through one-to-one tutoring from his team members. Then it also provides a deeper understanding the stronger students within the group, who are the bright students, who are the good learners, or who are the good students. When they are tutoring the others, they are teaching others, they are explaining the whole things to the weaker students. So, it also strengthens their own understanding, conceptual understanding of the thing, and it also promotes the learning goals than the performance goals. Here it promotes the learning goals. So, when they collaborate with each other, they not only gain knowledge out of it, a kind of learning becomes very important to them. So, they get motivated, they get encouraged, to how to learn how to learn. That is more important than performing certain goals. Of course, they perform certain tasks, they complete certain tasks and achieve certain goals, but learning how to learn, that motivates them a lot in the group situation. Similarly, collaborative learning primarily focuses on the student centered learning environment. If we want to incorporate this collaborative learning in our regular teaching practices, etc., then we create the learning environment which is primarily student centered, learner centered, and effective teamwork and higher achievement. So, definitely all the members, when they are actively engaged in the teamwork, so it is the team also performs effectively, works effectively, and it ensures higher achievement for each and every team member. Then again, positive interdependence comes in, an interpersonal relationship. So, when the team members, they discuss, they have the dialogue, they communicate, they negotiate, then they formulate the strategy how to conduct the task, and then again they reflect upon it, they evaluate it, they manifest it, etc. So, not only the cognitive skills, not only the knowledge oriented things are developed, but also social skills like interpersonal skill, negotiation skill, collaborative skill, then interpersonal skills develops among the group members. So, again ultimately leadership as well as the individual accountability also develops. So, all the team members, they develop a kind of sense of responsibilities or individual accountability to take the ownership of their own learning, to take the responsibility of completing the task. This kind of sense, this kind of responsibility, ownership comes in, and leadership ability also develops among the group members when they try to help others, collaborate with others, try to understand their perspective and try to explain that why certain strategies will not work, why other strategies will work. So, this kind of qualities like leadership skill, individual ownership, taking up the individual ownership, accountability, all this kind of attitude, positive attitude also develops. So, participants become communicative, cooperative, caring, reflective, critical and creative. So, all these positive outcomes like communicative, because they not only explain, they ensures that other people, other members, they understand it thoroughly, then they must know the reasons why it has happened in that way, cooperate with others, they become very caring and actively listen to others' views and points, they become reflective on evaluating the practices, they become critical as well as creative in completing the task and finding out which strategy has been proven to be effective, etc. All kinds of positive outcomes are here, and interaction through face-to-face classroom or internet chat communication style. It also strengthens the group activity either through face-to-face classroom or internet chat. So, it also enhances their communication style. It also become very effective in collaborative context, and the greater opportunity for the equal participation. So, here every member becomes very active in equally participating in the collaborative projects, assignments, and they take interest, they become very keen on communicate on collaborative goal achievements. So, here we complete this collaborative learning. Thank you very much. The next class will continue the other aspects.